Squad, y'all miss me? We back. About to get everything ready. So everything proper for us. You feel what I'm saying? Missed y'all, but we back in action. You dig what I'm saying? Let's get it popping.
What up, squad? MizzyWorld Entertainment is back to present another episode of MadMizzy Sports in the AM. Apologies that I keep coming late to y'all, man, but best believe I'm gonna start coming a lot earlier than 11 a.m. You feel what I'm saying? While everybody in the middle of the day and got their day started. You dig what I'm saying? But we starting it off, man, where we ended Friday, or what was that, Saturday's episode, where I got a little distracted and had to end the episode abruptly. You dig what I'm saying? But as I was going in, I was telling y'all how Terence Crawford was about to make history. You feel what I'm saying? And I just wanted to run down to y'all how y'all was overhyping stuff and y'all was just talking a bunch of narratives, man. And this is the problem with the internet and the laziness of the internet is that y'all see certain people that y'all like the way they look, y'all like the way they talk. Y'all might like anything about them, but y'all don't do the research of what they saying themselves. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all kept going on and on with this narrative. Oh well, Canelo, he just too big. He just that and the third. And it's like, yeah, Canelo big because he's been up there for a while, but he's not a naturally big guy. He only 5'7". This is what I was gonna say. He 5'7", right? You feel what I'm saying? Terence Crawford, last fight he fought Madrimov, the Olympian from I believe Russia or something like that. But at 154, which everybody that hate Terence, oh he lost to Madrimov and this that and the third, he was running game on y'all to get the Canelo fight. You feel what I'm saying? But besides that, Madrimov 5'9", bro, a naturally just bigger fighter than Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. We gotta stop acting like or stop pretending that Canelo Alvarez didn't fight Floyd Mayweather at what, 140? Or it might have been 147, but they was at welterweight. You feel what I'm saying? He didn't fight him at super middleweight at 160, 168. Floyd ain't ever fight that big, so Canelo was a naturally smaller fighter that moved up in weight. This is what Terence Crawford kept telling y'all is that basically he's my size. He's just been fighting up there for a while, but he's not a naturally bigger guy than me. Actually, Terence Crawford was bigger. He's 5'8". He had a 5-inch wingspan advantage. In boxing, that's huge. 75-inch wingspan compared to 70-inch wingspan to Canelo Alvarez, that is huge. And we seen it. We seen it. The second narrative, something that Canelo Alvarez, which we know once you say this, Terence Crawford gonna beat your motherfucking ass. You ain't fight nobody. How you run with that narrative, Canelo Alvarez, as a champion, bro? A champion that who in your last five fights you fought William Skull, Edgar Bertanga, Jamie Mangua, Jermell Charlo, who only took that shit just for a check, literally was in there running the whole fight. I guess that's what Canelo thought Terence Crawford was going to do. And John Ryder. Outside of fucking Jermell Charlo, who ain't stepped back in the ring since he fought Canelo Alvarez, who was a name? Who was a name? Who was elite? And is Jermell Charlo elite or is he just a good fighter? I don't think he's elite. I think he's good. I think he's good. And then you look at Terence Crawford, last five fights, Israel Madrimov, who I said was an Olympian, I think a silver medalist Olympian for Russia recently. Errol Spence, who held three of the belts at 147, three out of the four belts at 147 before Terence Crawford took them all. That was y'all golden boy. But we was trying to tell y'all, Bull stayed at 147 his whole career, didn't fight nobody outside of the PBC fight camp who he was growing up and fighting against, so he was used to fighting those dudes. Besides the point. David Evanesian, who he only took that fight because y'all other all of a sudden GOAT, Boots, you know what I'm saying? Jerron Boots Enos didn't want to fight Terence Crawford. He wanted to focus on the IBF side of the mandatories. But he was Terence Crawford's mandatory. They sent them two requests. They said, matter of fact, we not ready, bro. We good. So Terence Crawford whooped Devin Essen ass. Then we had Sean Porter before that, another champion. Kell Brook before that, another champion. And Kavalauskas. I don't know who the fuck that is. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. You feel what I'm saying? But you think about the last 5 fights, Terence Crawford had four champions, and one duck out of somebody that has a huge boxing following in Boots Eatis. He could have fought Terence Crawford. He could have put them. He could have took the zero away. He didn't want the smoke. He didn't want the smoke. So I'm here for my victory lap. You feel what I'm saying? I'm here for my victory lap. Terence Crawford made history, making himself a Mount Rushmore boxer. It goes Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, uh, Julio Cesar Chavez, and Terence Bud Crawford. Yes, he bumped Floyd Mayweather out of the Mount Rushmore of boxers. I look at them two as like y'all know I love football. So I'm gonna compare them to two historical football teams. You know what Floyd Mayweather is like to me? He like the 1985 Bears. When they talk about defense in boxing, we got to bring up Floyd Mayweather. You feel what I'm saying? We got to bring up Floyd. But when it comes to Terence Bud Crawford, he like the 1985, 19, he like the 1984, 1985 San Francisco 49ers. When they first got Roger Craig, when we first got Jerry Rice, when we still had Ronnie Lott, when we shut down the Miami Dolphins and Dan Marino held them to 17 points in the Super Bowl and had an amazing offense on the other side. And we said one offense showed up, the other one didn't. It wasn't the offense that you thought. It was Joe Montana, Roger Craig, and Jerry Rice and John Taylor and the boys. That's the difference. Is that yeah, that Niners defense might not be as good as that Bears defense, but that offense, Terence Crawford offense. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Floyd gonna come in there. He gonna be accurate with his little 1-2. Terrence coming in there to knock heads off, knock jaws loose. You feel what I'm saying? Knock teeth out. You know what I'm saying? Cause concussions. He's coming in there to cause pain, to cause hurt. And he did that against y'all, man. Had y'all switching up, thinking y'all was all Mexican and arriba. Yeah, man, what happened? Belt to ass for 12 rounds, man. 116, 112, 115, 113 from two of the judges? What? Terence Crawford only won by 2 rounds. If 120, 108 is a clean sweep in boxing, a clean 10-0 sweep, you know what I'm saying? All 12 rounds going to a boxer, 120 is 120 to 108. Terence Crawford won probably about 118, 110, 117. You know what I'm saying? What I say? 118, 102, 117, 103, something like that. Dominant performance from Terence Crawford. Probably gave up a few rounds. It was a few toss-up rounds. It was no round that Canelo Alvarez clearly won against Terence Crawford, man. Give me the praise, man. And then y'all hater came out and said all this slick shit. Get ready for Jake Paul, bro. Ain't nobody worried about you, man. Get ready for the fucking YouTuber, bro. How you mad that somebody getting praised after jumping up 2 weight classes and stopping the number one cash cow in boxing? Like y'all be so enamored by haters, bro. Dudes that are in their feelings like females. Man got money, got a major fight coming up, but he mad that Terence Crawford is getting praised over accomplishments. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. He's better than he's the best fighter in boxing right now. He's the best fighter of our era. He's the best fighter of the century. However you want to slice it, man. He's the boogeyman. While y'all man was going out there making excuses to not fight Manny Pacquiao in 2008, 2009. Waited till 2000. We got Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather in 2015. I don't want to hear none of that shit about Floyd Mayweather touching Terence Crawford, bro, when he jumped up and beat Canelo Alvarez at 168 at his weight, at his prime, bro. Yeah, jump out of here, because I ain't coming up in here talking all that nonsense that y'all want to hear, bro. I'm talking the truth, bro. Y'all want to hear the narratives? Go to those other channels where they pushing the narratives, bro. I'm telling y'all the truth. I'm telling y'all the truth. While y'all man was going out there making excuses because Manny Pacquiao was beating on shit, knocking everybody the fuck out. You feel what I'm saying? Terence Crawford would have ended that shit, bro. Terence Crawford would have had no qualms about ending Manny Pacquiao in 08, 09. We ain't making no excuses, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So when it comes to that, like I said, when it comes to the greatest defensive fighter, I get at to to Floyd Mayweather. But when it comes to all around fighting, because in boxing, the job is not to just get hit, it's to hit and not get hit. And guess what? When it comes to hitting as well as not getting hit, ain't nobody really touching Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody really touching Terence Crawford in this era. You feel me? So victory lap time for MadMizzy Sports. Fuck y'all talking about, man. Had everybody talking on. He made it look easy. Like I said. And I tried to listen to y'all bullshit, but he made it look easy. Like I said he would. Like I said he would. Cause all that yapping, bro. You could talk all that shit about, oh, you ain't fight nobody. You ain't fight this. You ain't fighting my opponents. You fighting me, bro. You fighting me. Victory lap time. Mount Rushmore. Fuck you talking about? Mount Rushmore. Let's move on though, man. Let's move on, man. Let's get over to another champion. The Philadelphia Eagles, man, just keep racking up dubs, man, and it's completely and utterly impressive when you see the Philadelphia Eagles outlasting the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. Uh, let's start off with the number one thing, though. Are the Chiefs done, man? And I'm looking at this Chiefs team, and we can't say that they done simply because like Patrick Mahomes is still young and Andy Reid don't seem like he about to quit no time soon. But I mean, we at the end of the day, we got to be honest. This might be one of the years they just don't make it to the Super. This might be one of the years, and I think I said it at the beginning of the year. I'm not 100% sure, but this is probably the year that they're not going to make it to the AFC Championship game. You feel what I'm saying? Like this man's made the AFC Championship game every single year of his career, bro. You feel what I'm saying? This man winning percentage is fucking astronomical, bro. The water had to level out at some point. You dig what I'm saying? The injuries, the not trusting your offensive line, the just missing passes. This dude wouldn't miss shit in his first few years. You feel what I'm saying? When they had Nicole Hardman and Tyreek Hill, speed everywhere, like this shit was a video game for Patrick Mahomes. So to me, the water is just leveling out, and this is probably just going to be one of those years where yeah, they're going to make the playoffs. You're high as shit if you don't think the Kansas City Chiefs is going to make the playoffs. But I'll be highly surprised if they win more than one playoff game. You get what I'm saying? I'm just looking at these teams. They're not fearful of them. They're not uh giving you any reason to be fearful. If all you're doing is dinking and dunking, and then your defense is really the main like source of your winning, then I don't see how you really feel confident if you got to go into Buffalo or Baltimore and win a game. I just don't see how you'll feel that confident. Or if you got to go into LA right now because the Chargers looking good. They looking real good. You feel what I'm saying? And that's with them not getting a run game going. So I'm looking at the AFC right now, and the top three teams are just looking so well oiled in comparison to the Kansas City Chiefs, and the fact that I don't think that they're fairing them right now is this might be the end of this run. You get what I'm saying? Just like it was the end of that run with the Patriots with Teddy Bruschi and Willie McGinnis and Antoine Smith and Deion Branch and all those dudes. This might be that end of the run for the Kansas City Chiefs of Kelsey and Chris Jones and all those dudes. You feel what I'm saying? They still gonna have Andy Reid. They still gonna have Patrick Mahomes, but they probably got to revamp that offense. We got to wait till they come back around next year and they really got Xavier Worthy and they really got Rasheed Rice. That's what I think we got to wait for, or maybe a few years. You feel what I'm saying? But they'll still be there. They'll still be competitive. But I'll be highly surprised if they win more than one playoff game this year. But let's get over to the defending Super Bowl champs and the Philadelphia Eagles. They just keep running up the victories, man. And to me, it's really impressive just because, I mean, what they won 17 straight games, or Jalen Hurts has won 17 straight games. This game was in Kansas City, like I said before. And yeah, they barely eked it out, winning the game 20-17. But that's what winners do. You get what I'm saying? And I do think that they got to start adding some explosiveness to their offense, because right now they're reminding the NFL of that team that lost the Super Bowl, but they came back and they was winning games, but they was winning close games. You get what I'm saying? So right now we got to see how they're going to look going up against Next week they got the this week, this Sunday coming up, they got the Rams. That's going to be a tough matchup. We know that was the closest game. They was what, a penalty away from losing that game to the Los Angeles Rams in the playoff in the divisional round last year. So this is going to be a very, very close game, or a very important game. Definitely to see how that defense is going to react to Devontae Adams, Puka Nakua, Kyron Williams, a real well-rounded offense down there in Los Angeles, a well-rounded defense, a defensive line that can get after the Philadelphia Eagles, as we saw in the divisional round. So yeah, they're gonna have to open up that playbook, man. They're gonna have to open up that playbook and show that creativity that they've shown in the past. And I don't know if it might be the offensive coordinator. We gotta not forget that again, Jalen Hurts is starting with another offensive coordinator. Got Kellen Moore down there in New Orleans. So um they got a lot of they got to do a lot more than just lateral passes and slants to AJ Brown. You feel what I'm saying? And verticals whenever they see one on one. You feel what I'm saying? They got to be a lot more creative. You get what I'm saying? How Shane Steichen is kind of doing with Daniel Jones down there or over there in Indiana. So Eagles winning. That's what champions do. But as far as moving forward, especially in that NFC, like that NFC, Green Bay ain't going nowhere. So they definitely gonna have to open up that offense and explore some different creativity as far as offensive play calling goes. You know what I'm saying? They can't just try to go power left, power right, slant to AJ Brown and post to Devontae Smith. You feel what I'm saying? So I want to see a little bit more creativity, but I do think that falls more on the offensive coordinator. We got some horrible news though from Sunday, man. I wish I would have came back Monday to kind of speak on all this stuff, but man, bad news. Joe Burrow out 3 months with a turf toe injury. This to me is just shocking, bad news, bad sign for Joe Burrow, man. Like a lot of people keep trying to put this on the Bengals, which of course they have a lot to do with it. But you, for one, you look at the play where he got hurt. He hopping around in the pocket. You got to get the ball out your hands and play under more timing, Joe. Like we understand you got two explosive receivers and you want to look downfield, but when you have a propensity to get hurt, this isn't just in the NFL where he got hurt in his first year, his ACL, MCL. What was that? His third year, he hurt his wrist. And then this year, he hurt his turf toe. And then turf toe, like I've never heard of somebody being out the year with turf toe. So it's always like, even when he do get hurt, he's always on the extreme side of the injury. You get what I'm saying? Like even with the wrist injury, they were saying this is an injury that typically doesn't happen to NFL quarterbacks. When he was at Ohio State, he almost had the starting job over, I believe, Dwayne Haskins. Then he had a hand injury, and then he lost the starting job. He went down to LSU. We know the rest of the story. But his injuries have started since college. You get what I'm saying? So his body is beat and battered, and he plays a style where he almost doesn't know that or he doesn't care. You get what I'm saying? Like that play where you jumping around wasn't worth the risk of losing you for the season for 3 months. It simply wasn't. You get what I'm saying? I understand y'all was down 14-7, but how does then Brandon Browning come into the game and he throws 3 interceptions, but he finishes the game and he wins the game. And they were down when he came in. So it's like you got to understand that your availability is the best ability, Joe. And if you know that you going out there and you advocating for this broke ass franchise to go out there and pay for your two outside receivers that can't block a fucking soul, you got to get the ball out your hands. Or you got to be like Peyton and Tom. When you see somebody coming, you better get down, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You better get down because you playing the next down is way more important than us maybe possibly getting 15 yards on this play. But you getting killed in the process. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like a lot of people go out there, and I'm not saying, like, listen, I'm glad he got hurt by any stretch of the imagination. I'm mad he got hurt. Like, anybody know me know I'm a huge Lamar Jackson fan, and I wanted Lamar Jackson to come into this playoffs, beat Joe Burrow, beat Josh Allen, beat Patrick Mahomes, and go to the Super Bowl and win his first Super Bowl MVP and win his first Lombardi. That's what I wanted. But injuries are part of the game. And Joe Burrow has to realize that he is now known as an injury risk. And that's a part of you and you playing the game. You get what I'm saying? If your first year in the NFL, you get a torn ACL, MCL, bro, you might want to change your play style a little bit, bro. You get what I'm saying? That's just like Mike Vick. Once he came from Atlanta and he got with Andy Reid, it's like, yeah, bro, once you run, no diving and trying to, you know what I'm saying, get as much yards as possible, slide or get the fuck out of bounds. We need you for the next play, bro. Even if you do survive, you coming back 70% because main man just knocked your block off, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Same with Jaden Daniels. That's why I was so skeptical. And at LSU, he was taking some major hits. I'm like, bro, there's no way he coming into the NFL taking them hits and he's surviving, bro. There's no way. You feel what I'm saying? So as the quarterback, you gotta be smart, bro. I understand these dudes want to go out there and show how tough they are. I see quarterbacks more than ever dipping their shoulders. Get down, fellas. You feel what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, y'all are at the position where y'all irreplaceable. People can't play the position like y'all can. That's why y'all getting paid the way y'all getting paid. You feel what I'm saying? There is no supplement. So realize that, man. The Bengals have done what they could. They went out and they got Orlando Brown. You feel what I'm saying? They invested into that offensive line, just like the Kansas City Chiefs did with Patrick Mahomes. Eventually, you got to start, you know what I'm saying, getting the ball out your hands, bro. So, wish a quick recovery for Joe Burrow, man. Just sad, man. I mean, I like I told y'all, and I said this. Remember, I said this first because a lot of people sit up there and act like Joe Burrow don't need a Super Bowl ring. If Lamar, if they both retire, right? Lamar has a better career. He accomplished more, and Joe Burrow will go down as this generation's Dan Marino or Andrew Luck. I don't think that's a good title for somebody that won a national championship his final year in college and went to the Super Bowl his second year in the NFL. In his first full year starting in the NFL, he went to the Super Bowl. So to sit up there and say for the rest of his career he never got back and never won one, I would think that would be a major disappointment than never ever getting the one, but winning multiple MVPs. But hey, that's just me. Speedy recovery to Joe Burrow. Hopefully we see you back out on the field soon, man. Let's get over to what we here for. The meat, the crooks of the cranny. For the smart people that's here, man, that's been making this money with me 4-1 so far. 1-0 in major fights. I'll probably be back for the Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez fight. Y'all already know who I'm rocking with. Core. Shout out Newark, New Jersey. You feel what I'm saying? Salam alaikum to all my brothers out there. But yeah, man, we got Thursday night football. Like I said, I'm 4-1 on primetime predictions so far. I missed out on both Monday night games, didn't give y'all an official prediction. So I'm back today. And this is a major one. This is a major one. But I feel like I got a little trust with y'all. I feel like I got a little leeway with y'all. So I'm gonna lean into my feelings. And I just feel like this is too many points for a Thursday night game. 11 and a half. And I do my bets on FanDuel. They was giving the Dolphins 12 on FanDuel. Give me those 12 points with the Dolphins, man. Give me the Dolphins and the 12 points. And if you want to throw an extra leg in there, I'm a roll the dice. Because I think they're going to try to get this buddy involved. I think they're going to try to get him a tutty tonight. Tyreek Hill, anytime touchdown, and the Dolphins to cover. Although I do got them losing. I got them losing 28-20. I got the Bills winning. But I just think 12 points is way too many points on a Thursday night matchup in a divisional game. Now I know Josh Allen is 8-1 against Tua Tagovailoa. He's dominant. You feel what I'm saying? The number's not even close. But like I said, to me, this is just a feel type thing. You feel what I'm saying? Just like I was coming in, I feel the same exact way I felt when I was coming in Thursday banner night for the Eagles Cowboys, where I was just like, I don't know. The Eagles should smack them. They just traded away Micah Parsons. They shouldn't get no pass rush. They shouldn't be able to stop the run for real, for real. And then as we seen, the Dallas defense not good. You feel what I'm saying? But the offense was a lot more explosive than I expected them to be. I just don't feel like the Bills gonna come out and be that explosive tonight. I feel like they're gonna put up enough points. But I mean, we know how they do sometimes. Sometimes they just cruise through their divisional games because they know they really don't have no adversary in their division. So I see them winning this game, winning it easily, but I don't see them winning it by double figures. You get what I'm saying? Like I said 28-20, but I see them winning comfortably. Like they're gonna control this game. But Miami, a lot of the shit that I wrote down don't back up my pick. Miami right now is 31st in defense, giving up 33 points per game. Look, Danny Dimes, or what they calling him out there with the Indianapolis Colts, Indiana Jones, out there looking like a fucking Hall of Fame quarterback in week one. But he did look good in week two as well against who was that? The Denver Broncos. So maybe Daniel Jones is maybe he pretty good with Shane Steichen. You feel what I'm saying? But the thing that stood out to me was that they not that bad on the rush defense. They only gave up 156 rushing yards to the Colts and only 122 rushing yards to the New England Patriots. Those are two teams that want to establish the run and have dual threat quarterbacks. So to give up under 160 yards rushing when you gave up a lot of points in those games, I feel like that's a good omen for the rush defense for the Miami defense, or maybe that's just a bad omen for their pass defense. Either way, I'm gonna go with the Dolphins to cover the spread. But if you just like me and you kind of iffy, I might want to go with the Bills on the money line and then throw in some whatever you feeling as far as your parlay legs. I would probably go with I ain't even going. I ain't trusting it because I was listen. Like I said, I was at that bitch like my man in a beautiful mind trying to crack the numbers because I don't like I like Devon A Chain, but on a short week and he a smaller running back and he had a good game last week. Ah, I don't know, man. I don't know. So I'm gonna go with the Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown. That's gonna add to their points, and I got the Miami Dolphins covering. What to me is just too big of a spread for a divisional matchup on a Thursday night. So let me know what y'all think, though. This is my breakdown. That's my Thursday MadMizzy Sports in the AM episode. I will be back tomorrow to react. Hopefully, we doing the money dance. Hopefully, we doing the money dance tomorrow. My ticket is in. Like I said, anytime touchdown for Tyreek Hill. And give me the Dolphins with the 12 points if you betting on Fanatics. FanDuel. Well, yeah, not FanDuel. Fanatics. Fanatics. Michael Rubin, John. You feel what I'm saying? I need some fan bucks too, Mike Rubin. Holla at me. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all know what it is. MadMizzy Sports, MizzyWorld Entertainment, Terence Crawford, Mount Rushmore. No Floyd fan has no argument for that man having a better resume, career, or anything than Terrence Bud Crawford. That's my episode. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all know what it is. Enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Enjoy the Thursday night game. Squad.